Hey up guys, so today's film that I'm going to be talking about is High Life, which is the newest film from French filmmaker Claire Denis. This is her follow-up from Let the Sun Shine In, but it's also her first ever English-speaking film, and she's gone with a cerebral sci-fi odyssey that's both simultaneously disturbing and exquisitely beautiful. It's a difficult film to talk about without spoiling it for you, so I'm going to give you a vague synopsis. High Life is the story of a bunch of criminals that are living on board this spacecraft, and they are on a mission to capture a black hole's rotating energy. For the criminals, it was packaged as a way for them to redeem themselves by advancing science, but really they're just guinea pigs in this intergalactic reproduction experiment. Robert Pattinson plays Monty, our focal character, and then there's Goth, Juliette Binoche, and Benjamin, who make up the rest of the cast. And High Life takes us on a journey with these characters, which is provocative, violent, primal, and thought-provoking. It's a very weighty film thematically, and even though the premise does sound quite simplistic, Denis actually gives us a very broad and intellectual watch that is a lot to absorb. Anybody expecting High Life to have the same optimism of other A-list Hollywood space exploration movies like The Martian or Interstellar are probably going to be disappointed. This is a film that's more in vein of Solaris or Moon or 2001: A Space Odyssey. It's a sci-fi film that really looks at what it means to be human, and even though this has been done many times before, Denis has managed to find a fresh way of exploring it. I don't think general audiences are going to appreciate this film because it does feel quite long when you're watching it, and it requires all of your attention. It does feel very slow in places, and there's also scenes that are explicitly graphic. There's one scene in particular which comes to mind, which is set inside what's called a fuck box. And while cinephiles will probably appreciate the beauty of this scene, a lot of people will probably find it hard to watch. This is a very erotically charged film, but it is a French film, guys. It's kind of expected. This film is also structurally disjointed. It's not told in chronological order. There's flashbacks and time jumps, and the transition between scenes can feel very abrupt. There's no sense of how much time passes when the narrative jumps around. It feels fragmented. It's very art house in that sense, and because it requires so much concentration, it can be a challenge to keep up. I was definitely confused at some points in this film, but I still applaud Denis for trusting her audience to follow it. It's not a spoon-fed film, but it can be mentally taxing at times. I know I personally would have preferred a little more clarity than ambiguity in a few scenes. What's impressive about High Life is the atmosphere that Claire Denis has crafted. In one scene, you'll be transfixed by the luscious beauty of a garden that's dripping with life, and then in the next, you'll be squirming at a scene that involves unconscious sexual abuse. This film is violent and it's bleak. You can sense the claustrophobia and tension of the inhabitants on board, and the result is this unnerving, skin-prickling atmosphere throughout. It's a tough task to marry horror and beauty together, but Denis pulls it off. The cinematography is masterful. This has some of the best lighting and colouring I've ever seen in a sci-fi film. And the score by Stuart Staples and Tinderstrick is fantastically operatic. The acting is also tremendous. Robert Pattinson is a million miles away from his teen heartthrob image, and his performance as Monty is raw and staggeringly good. He truly is an underrated talent, and he has been very smart with his film choices lately. Juliette Binoche is the scene stealer of this film though. She is a witch doctor on board the ship. Her Dr. Dibs is sinister. I couldn't take my eyes off her, even in the scenes where I wanted to look away. To sum up, High Life is a beautifully made film which will shock and entrance you, even if it is a bit slow. It's not an easy watch, not just because of its challenging content, but because of its unusual structure. I'd say its downfall is that it's too elliptical for its own good. Characters come and go for random periods of time, and it's unclear how much time has passed between the scenes that they've been in. High Life is the type of film that I felt slightly let down by the first time I saw it, but upon reflection, I've actually come to appreciate it more now that I'm thinking about it. I think this is a type of film that requires a bit of digestion, and I'm pretty sure this is going to be a case of cinephiles adoring this and general audiences just being bored by it. So let's ask those 3 questions. Firstly, will I watch this again? I wasn't very relaxed watching this the first time. Just the opening scene alone was quite tense, and it only got more difficult to watch from there. And I think that did have an effect on how I absorbed this film the first time. But like I said, on reflection, I have come to appreciate it more. So I feel like this is a film that will probably benefit from a second viewing. So yes, I probably will watch it again in the future. Secondly, do I recommend it for you guys? I can see people falling into 2 different categories for this film. If you're someone that likes an intellectual sci-fi with a lot of bodily fluids, then yes, this is right up your alley, go give it a watch. However, if you're someone that's expecting High Life to be a special effects, explosive, Hollywood sci-fi, then you're going to be disappointed, because this isn't that film. This is a thinker, and it's slow, it's demanding, and it's very draining as well. If you're expecting it to be that, then I'd say give this one a miss. And what score am I going to give it out of 10? Even though I didn't love it when I came out in cinema, I still do appreciate High Life for so many of its elements: its directing, its acting, its sound design, cinematography, the score. They're as good as they get, really. And I did like that the more I thought about this film after seeing it, the more I grew to like it. So I'm going to give High Life a score of 7.5 out of 10. There we go, guys. That is my review of High Life. But remember, this is just one bloke's opinion. I'd love to hear, what did you guys think of this movie? My quick question for you guys today is, what is your favorite Claire Denis film? What do you think? Be sure to let me know down in that comment section below. If you guys do like my channel and you want to help me out, please don't forget to click the thumbs up button, or if you haven't done it already, click subscribe. It goes a long way. Thank you guys so much for watching. For more things related to movies, TV, and popcorn culture, I'm Luke Carefield, and I'll see you next time.